Hello guys and welcome back to episode 12 of Minecraft Feed the Beast Quest for Plum Labs. I'm unfortunately going to start this video with a bit of an apology. I've had a brand new sort of recording setup and I basically recorded the last episode, which is basically what this is, and it didn't really record, which is kind of a bummer, I know. But hopefully we should be able to continue off. I didn't really do an overly large amount in the episode. I just basically set up a bit of a farm going. So we've got a bit of a potato farm that is all, set up here. I've got a plant gatherer and a plant sower in here. They're just running using tier 4 range add-ons. If you're wondering about the range, this is basically the area that they're working in. And I haven't really finished it off, so I suppose in one essence, as much as I've placed them down and I've run the power to them, I can kind of get to the next bit, which requires me to do a little bit of stuff with some item ducts, which is basically allowing it to run automatically. So item ducts, what is the recipe for these guys again? I could probably do again some more actually, and probably some servos. I don't have any servos on me, so what I may do is go over to here. So I can make a really basic servo if I really wanted to, although what I might do is make a hardened servo, which, do we have any invar? I don't know if we have any invar. What's the recipe for invar again? I know it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to make. So the invar blend, yeah. Okay, so I think what I might do to make life a little bit more simple is simply use these guys. Just the really basic servos. They're pretty slow, but you know what? They do their job pretty well. So let's go transfer some iron over from here and do that. Do we have any? Oh, we don't have any iron nuggets. Derp. Okay. So I'm going to say get about 3 servos just to tide us over for now. And what I'm going to do is basically use them to automate the farm. So one thing I could probably do is getting some barrels actually. Can I get some barrels? We have some booze barrels. I'm not really interested in those kind of barrels. Fermenting barrels. Wooden barrels for immersive engineering. They need treated wood, which I believe you need. How do I make treated wood again? Treated wood planks. You need creosote oil, and creosote oil is a little bit of a pain in the ass to make. You need like a squeezer. You need, yeah. So okay, we don't need barrels. What about crates? I just want some kind of small storage crate. Here we go. Small storage crate. Or okay, maybe we'll stick with one of these. A wood casing, which is just sticks and wood. Pretty easy to make, and I might make one of those actually. Can we just use regular chests? Come on, we surely don't need trap chests, right? Yep, so you can use either or, which is a bonus. Okay, and we're out of wood. So I believe a cherry tree wood farm would probably be a nice logical next step actually. I believe that wouldn't necessarily be the end of the world, I'll be pretty happy with that I think. So can we make you? So, do we have enough to make you? Yeah, there we go. So let's go off and make this small storage crate. And when we're going to plonk this guy, it's probably going to be something I need to consider. I might plonk you, if I see the working area again. So it's working here, so I have enough space at the side of the house there to basically stick, well, as much as it's a small storage crate, that's a pretty large one, I must admit. So this is Ender IO, so I can't, bury the conduits next to each other. But what I might do is stick your inventory here, and what I'm going to do is run you simultaneously through here. Am I going to hit the water? Yeah, I'm going to hit the water, which is a bit of a pain. So I'll just take you out, and I feel like I've gone... No, there it is. I was going to say I thought I'd gone past it then, but if I run the item ducts along here, so if I attach you into that side, and I run you here, and some to you, is there a way I can run it where it will prioritise going to the seeder first? That's what I'm kinda wanting to know. Let's brick you in with a bit of dirt just to make it look a little bit more flush. So I'm not bothered about the way it looks really. I mean, it's a little bit messy, but hey, gets the job done. We have a lot of storage for potatoes as well. It just saves me importing them directly into the system. So I believe, is there a type of item duct that would help us out here? Vacuum item duct, transfers items, decrease path length dramatically, dense item, increases path length dramatically. So I believe a dense item duct is probably what I'm going to need, actually. So a dense item duct. Is there a way to make you? Is there a way to make you dense? Dense item duct. So you get an item duct and you're surrounded by lead nuggets. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you and some lead. Get myself a lead nugget and surround you like this. So what the dense iron duct basically does is the potatoes coming out of the thing are going to basically look for the closest path to basically store them in. And what this essentially does is it makes the path look really long compared to the other path. So rather than dumping it into its closest inventory, which is essentially here, it's going to look like a really far away inventory. So it's always going to try and prioritize the farmer, or the plant seller rather than trying to pump it into this barrel. So this is going to be the last resort. If there's no space left in there, it will go over to here. So just to test that theory, what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Do I have any bones? Yeah, I have some bone meal, which is good. So let me go and get my bone meal real quick. And I'm going to go and bone meal some of these guys. So let's pretend they've all, grown. And what should hopefully happen is the plant gatherer should... He's a bit slow because he's got a tier 4 range upgrade. Can I potentially get a speed add-on? Is there a speed add-on? I know there's a range add-on, but I'm not sure if there's... Okay, there's no speed add-on by the looks of things. So you have gone in there, but one thing... derp. One thing I forgot to do is go and get a servo. I put them back in here, completely forgetting where I need them. Okay, so if I stick you onto here, and I set you guys to extract there, what you should do is eventually pull this guy out of here. There we go. And what it shouldn't have done is, so it's not gone in here, and presumably it'll eventually get sewn back over here, which is hopefully what's going to happen. So I can't stick you in the inventory, which is irritating, but hopefully you should have landed in here. Have you landed in here? If you haven't, there's a bit of a problem. Okay, yeah. So I believe now the plants are actually pick them up. So like I said, it's a little bit slow, but this eventually should go around and it should pick us up some potatoes. So I can't see any that have been obviously planted. I believe it's pretty much going to have to go around, and I believe it just sort of scans. It's a bit of a weird way in how it works. It's kind of slow, but if I'm honest, it's a pretty nice early game sort of plant sower and gathering system. And like I said, I'm probably going to do the same thing with trees actually at some point. I believe you can basically just do the same thing with saplings. I could probably just do myself some like oak saplings and stuff. And what are you doing, Skeleton? Go away. Get out of my tree power farm. So I can't tell if this guy's worked actually. For some reason he's taken quite a while to plant the seeds, but you know what, I'll go on the basis that he's working perfectly fine. So I might stick this potato in here actually, and should we bone meal some more? Yeah, let's bone meal some more actually. So yeah, so I'll leave that bone meal there, I'll leave that guy going, and we'll see what he turns out. But yeah, so I think now we've got our food production sorted. I believe we could probably do looking at a few other things that are causing us some problems. So resources are clearly a problem for us. We could address the problem by looking at either some quarries, or one of those I'll stick this guy back on JEI. So there's something called the Quantum Ender Quarry, which is a little bit of a pain. So that's the actuator, and then we've got a Quantum Quarry, and it requires some stone, but magical snow globe. So craft a regular magic snow globe and take it on a world tour to special biomes to activate. I'm not quite sure what that means, so I'll probably have to look into that, how that works. So polished stone, you put this in a resonator, and I believe I know exactly what that is. Okay, so probably a quarry isn't going to be the best option for us. Do we have something like a mining well? We have mining lasers, but I'm just trying to think of some sort of automated mining solution. I don't believe we have Buildcraft or ever installed, so we don't have quarries like we used to. Have you... So the potato farm, it's definitely gathering, but I'm not sure if it's necessarily sowing. I hope it is. So it's got potatoes, but for some reason it just does not quite want to sow them. So I think what I'll do, guys, I'll try and diagnose this problem, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I can't seem to figure out what its problem is. I decided to till the dirt to see if that would make a difference. It didn't really seem to do anything. But one thing I have actually managed to get myself is a few worms, actually, from just doing some planting and stuff. So if I take you up and stick the worm on there, can I plant where the worm is? Yeah. So what this guy does is basically goes around a 3x3, basically helping to till the soil, And he also basically gives you some growing benefits. So if I stick you there, and another 3x3 area, so if I go, so if you're there, and I can stick another one, say here, and then this guy can then till this bit of soil, and if I then go one, so if he works there, this guy can then work here, and help till some more. So there you go. So why are you just out of everyone's range? No, there we go. So now the worm's in, that's also helping till the soil and stuff. So my plan is, or hopefully, we should be able to have some, you know, a potato farm going. I'm not sure why we're having so many problems with it, if I'm entirely honest. It's getting power and it's getting its potatoes, so we'll just have to keep an eye on it. So I think probably one thing we are going to have to work on, though, is getting some sort of tree farm going. So I don't believe there is any kind of block for a tree farm. So if I do this, there is an arboreum, which is meant to be a tree farm from forestry, which requires some like golden electron tubes, some casing and stuff. So we've got a few options if we want a tree farm. So I think what I'll do, guys, is have a look at the options and we'll be right back. But I think one thing before I get the tree farm set up is I want to set up the automated rubber production. So what I'm going to need is some kind of block places. So we need some droppers, machine chassis, and, wow, 4 pieces of plastic. Wow, that's pretty expensive actually. Considering how annoying it is to get plastic at the minute using the tree fluid extractor, what I may do is actually get some more of these guys actually. So I don't believe, yeah, you don't require power, so I could potentially just keep getting more and more of these guys, and then just sort of have it, so maybe kind of like 3 stacked up or something. That may be not the worst idea actually. So how do I get tree fluid extractors? Since I could probably do is speeding the entire process up, and if I'm honest, it's pretty cheap actually. I could do some iron gears, which is a bit of a pain considering how annoying they are to make now. The only way to make iron gears really is to use the forge with a cast. Since there's now a mod that clashes with, I believe this is actually additions. Yeah, there's a mod that clashes with actually additions at the minute, which basically means that whenever you try and make it, it makes, I think it's like an iron frame, I think. It makes instead of iron gears, like the normal recipe, which is kind of annoying that they haven't fixed the issue yet, but I suppose it's not quite the end of the world either. Okay, so is this iron gear ready to go? Yes, it is. So let's go and make you. So we've got some blood in there. I believe something's probably wandered in there and died at some point. So can we make everything about this tree fluid extractor except for that? So we're also missing the smooth stone actually. So let's search for the cobblestone. Let's just go and stick some of that in the furnace just to get it, you know, smelted up. Do we have any to hand? No, not by the looks of things. Let's see. So what else do we need for these tree fluid extractors? I believe that's basically it. So we've got some furnaces, which we probably could do with making actually. We'll see the iron gear and then that smooth stone. So have you worked yet? Oh yeah, iron's not on the bottom, is it yet? Okay, derp. Okay, let's set you to work up. And hopefully we should now have some smooth stone that will have smelted and ended up in this chest. So we've got 9. Not the end of the world, I suppose. I believe it'll at least allow us to make 1 more. I've just thought one thing, we will need some more block places now. I've just realised that's the only problem we're going to need now. 3 block places. It's not the end of the world. We'll just have to figure something out. So if I stick you there... Oh, okay, so you've decided you want to go on backwards, that's fine. I'll just stick you there. And we're also going to need a couple of fluid ducts. Just a couple of them. You know, no biggie. I'll stick you there. If I get myself some cherry wood. So now we should be getting double the amount of latex out of these things, which is good. That's exactly what we want. So smooth stone wise, how good are we for smooth stone? Yep, we are pretty good for smooth stone. Is that iron gear? I believe we're probably, that's still upstairs, isn't it? Little bit of a pain having to continually keep going upstairs for iron gears. Like I said, we'll probably once we get auto crafting and stuff, this is definitely going to be one of the things that I'm going to automate. Is the production of iron gears, especially if we have to do it like this. There's other ways of doing it. I think there's some ways for immersive engineering, which I might consider doing, which don't sound too bad. Let's see, tree fluid extractor. So, can I get some cherry logs? Thank you very much. And let's stick you there, and you there. So there we go. So now we should be getting, triple the amount of rubber out of this thing, considering, you know, how much we seem to go through at the minute. It's quite irritating. So if I look up block, oh, it's going to wipe it, isn't it, when I go in here? So block placer. Okay. So we're going to need 3 of these. This means, wow, we're going to need a lot of rubber. We're also going to need quite a lot of these, actually. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these. To get 3 of them at least. I believe we probably have enough machine chassis now. We're just basically going to have to wait on the plastic to come through. So how much rubber stroke plastic do we have? We've got a little bit of rubber. We haven't quite got enough to make 1 yet. So if I stop you smelting, whoops, we should be good to go. So I think what we'll do, guys, is I'm going to wait for the rubber to harvest and we'll be right back. I just remembered one thing. I have not... I look, I've got 2 spare from when I was trying to fiddle around in the last episode that I was unable to record. I had a couple of servos spare, and I believe I wasn't extracting out of those 2 fluid extractors like a complete noob. So there we go. Now we should be able to produce a little bit of rubber. Let's see, how much rubber do we have in here, actually? If I go and search for rubber... Okay, so we almost have enough to make another couple, actually. So yeah, this is definitely a lot quicker than what we were doing before. Like I said, it should be 3 times quicker, so... Yeah, that's definitely more than enough to make at least 1 block placer.
Built an empire.